Welcome, everybody. 18th August 2025, the daily wrap up of Clown Planet News. Welcome back. I didn't do Friday, obviously, because of the assumption. So I skipped Friday and Saturday. I was going to try to make one up, but making up for Friday into Saturday, I was up to 2 in the morning trying to get things done. So, and I still got time to play with the kids and all that, but yeah, it didn't happen, obviously. So, catching up today, will not go 4 hours with this. Sorry. If you wanted more, my apologies. Just going to do the cliff notes for the last 3 days. And let's go with this from North Carolina. Unpermitted mining along a river in western North Carolina sparks outrage with their mine. There's a quarry. And there's quarries all over North Carolina. And a lot of people were talking about this happening because of they're in Helene. And a lot of data centers are trying to get in. There are mines all over in North and South Carolina, just across the border where we used to get real milk. They were the entire county was upset about a quarry mine that was going on. And the citizens going after Horizon 30 LLC to try to stop it. So a lot of, again, be mindful of local politics, local things going in your area. Just like posted last week about Mooresville ending the data center that went out where they were trying to go from the Earnhardt family. Look around, see what's going around in your backyard because you might be able to prevent bad things from happening or promote good things to happen. Speaking of local, Mississippi becomes fourth state to send the National Guard troops to the District of Criminals and expanding the federal crackdown. Just the other day, South Carolina, my beloved state, the Palmetto State, Governor McMaster decided to send troops up there as well, which the Democrat Party in South Carolina was upset, and rightfully so, for them to send up the National Guard. The National Guard is supposed to take care of the state they're in. The National Guard, the state guard. Again, it's not national for DC. That's the whole word thing. Everyone gets word. What is a nation? What does this mean? What is it? National Guard, South Carolina National Guard takes care of South Carolina. Virginia National Guard takes care of Virginia. North Carolina National Guard takes care of North Carolina. California National Guard takes care of California. So on. It's the nation of California, the nation of South Carolina. George W. Bush tried to federalize the National Guard when he used them and sent them out to Afghanistan. Wrong. It was a usurpation of power. D.C. has its own National Guard. The problem is now governors trying to, kind of brown nose a little bit are sending their troops up to D.C. And the joke is about about what Trump's trying to clean up D.C. from criminals and all that is, wait a minute. The politicians are still on vacation. They're not supposed to come back till September. How you clean the real criminals are gone? Why are you cleaning up stuff when the criminal's not even in town? But they're just going after homeless. National Guard patrolling D.C. prepared in coming days to carry weapons. So the police state will be happening. As of late Friday, troops patrolling the National Mall in small groups were not armed. National groups sent to Washington, D.C. this week as part of Trump's mission to crack down on violent crime in the nation's capital will reportedly start carrying weapons in the coming days. Those troops would and could have been reported since they've started arriving Tuesday. In the incoming days was reported Saturday that the Wall Street Journal, based on what the newspaper said, were people familiar with the change. Also says the Defense Department officials have previously said the 800 National Guard soldiers deployed were not armed, wouldn't be armed, unlike many federal law enforcement agents sent to the Capitol. They also weren't to have weapons in their vehicles. Quote, weapons are available if needed, but will remain in the armory, the U.S. Army said in a press release Thursday. As of late Friday, troops patrolling the National Mall in small groups were not armed. That will change. They're going to be carrying weapons, shooting, and don't worry, they'll have facial rec as well. Caitlin Johnstone goes, imagine still being a Trump supporter after Hillary Clinton praises Donald Trump's foreign policy. She argues that while she disagreed with DJT during his first term, she is impressed his second time around when it comes to the approach to NATO. So she's got a red hat too, huh? Trump's masked officers tase a delivery man in D.C. The confrontation was caught on camera by a bystander and shared with the Bulwark, which is this website here. There's the link. The link. It's a two-on-one deal. We don't know what's going on. I mean, that doesn't say anything in here. Doesn't really have an idea what went down, but appears to be a delivery man, he said. Saturday morning, a group of officers with vests said only only police tased what appears to be a delivery man. It came on one block from La Diplomate, a popular brunch destination for Washington political elite. The officers refused to identify themselves, of course. Here's ISIS field day in Anaheim. Home Depot, Euclid Car Wash, August 16, 2025. Look at those dangerous guys we caught. ICE had themselves a blast Saturday in Anaheim, snatching up innocent people, setting off tear gas for no reason, and showing off the following court orders is just not their thing. Read on, it gets better and much worse. But first, sorry, a little background, okay? Anyway, if you want to check it out, everything will be in the show notes. Like in chronological order, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it'll be the sixth one. They're already in there. 6-year-old girl taken by ICE during family's visit to immigration court in New York City. New York City. Yep, in New York City. The young girl and her mother were transported to the federal detention facility thousands of miles away in Texas. A 6-year-old girl living in Queens, along with her mother and teenage brother, are hundreds of miles away from each other after federal agents grabbed the family members following a routine check-in at immigration court in New York City last week. So, the guys that they're going after, I thought they were saying the MS-13 criminals, but no, they're grabbing people that are going to immigration court. School is supposed to start in 3 weeks. Dyra and her mother should be buying school supplies. Immigrated from Ecuador. So they sent her all the way to down Texas. From New York, sent them to Texas. To trying to do the right thing, apparently. Florida GOP scraps Depot merch after Home Depot objects. And if you've been watching this I've been doing this for 3 weeks now, 4 weeks, the short version, about a month now. I said last time I did it, it was Thursday or Wednesday, one of the two, when I brought up that Florida was trying to build the second immigration thing. That I was going to joke because they said it was going to call Deportation Depot. Oh, it's going to be like Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart, Home Depot. I didn't think that literally Home Depot would get upset about it. It wouldn't be too shocking because it sounds about the same. Yep, when sarcasm becomes reality. Depot merch scrapped after Home Depot objects. Who is Kathleen Williams, the Miami judge who could shut down Alligator Alcatraz when environmental groups sued in June, alleging that the Trump and DeSantis administrations cut corners while building an immigration detention center in the Everglades? The case was assigned to a Miami federal judge already immersed in a contentious lawsuit over Florida's efforts to crack down on illegal immigration. Just a few months ago, U.S. District Judge Kathleen Williams blocked the new Florida law that criminalizes undocumented immigrants in Florida and held Attorney General James Uthmeyer in contempt of court when he told police departments they could ignore her order. She says her ruling could come no later than Thursdays and weighing in whether to shut the site down entirely. Pending decision places the veteran jurist in the spotlight and potentially positions her as one of the biggest thorns in the side of the DeSantis administration. I go to the city where the heat is on all night till the break of dawn. Trump's peace demands leave Zelensky with only bad options. Vladimir Zelensky, former comedian, now Ukrainian president and dictator, finds himself in an impossible bind: risk Donald Trump's wrath or accept the quick deal to end Russia's war in Ukraine by paying the disastrous price of ceding territory for vague security guarantees that could see Moscow come back stronger in the years to come. And here's on the RT Twitter page or X page. Zelensky's face says it all as Trump says, we don't need a ceasefire. Zelensky's main demand has been a ceasefire. Quote, we can work out a deal where we're working on a peace deal while they're fighting. Trump and Zelensky alone. Notice that the MSN spells Zelensky wrong. Germany's Maersk pushes for a ceasefire in Ukraine. Trump responds immediately. Quote, in the 6 wars that I have settled, not including Gaza, or Somalia, therefore either, I have not had a ceasefire. Calls Chancellor Merz of Germany my friend, praises his summerly appearance. Where did you get that tan? And if you look on Merz, it's not exactly a good dude. So you can go scroll through all this. This mostly talking about the Zelensky meeting that was going on today. They're all over that, obviously. Trump and Zelensky. Who's running these things? Morons? I mean, MSNBCnews.com. Zelensky with 2 Y's. I mean, I get it. People get on me and they'll see in the comments, hey, you idiot, you misspelled this. Okay, I'm just a little guy, a little fish in the thing. This is MSNBC.news. Can't figure out there's 2 Y's and still hit post. Trump did not rule out the possibility of American troops helping to guarantee peace between Ukraine and Russia should the leaders reach an agreement. Yay. MAGA host who attacked Zelensky's t-shirt, at least somebody got something right, apologizes to the Oval Office presser with Trump. We've been to 3 websites. Finally, one got Zelensky's name right. Speaking of, let me see I forgot to check out antiwar.com. IDF keeps killing as it preps to purge Gaza City. Israeli forces killed 60 Palestinians in Gaza over the last 24 hours. 19 Palestinians starved to death in Gaza over 3 days. Freed Israeli hostages asked Trump to stop Netanyahu's assault on Gaza. Let me repeat that. Freed Israeli hostages asked Trump to stop Netanyahu's assault on Gaza. Israeli bombs power plant in Yemen's capital. Israeli official arrested in U.S. for child sex crimes. Syria preps 50,000 troops for anti-Kurd offensive. Let's see what else. Russia, Ukraine, United Kingdom, Europe, Afghanistan, Asia. Just seeing if anything jumps out. Sudan, shelling kills 31 Sudan's al-Fashir activists and doctors say. And this is 60 Minutes Australia. Crisis of credibility, how the Epstein files have turned Donald Trump's base against him. And here's the YouTube show for it. Again, this 60 Minutes came out yesterday. 60 Minutes Australia. Everything's in the show notes. Don't worry. Oh, and about that, they mentioned about the Ukraine thing. Judge Knapp had a guy, forget the guy's name, and he was saying that what happened was there was a book published in England a couple of weeks ago or days ago. It was on Prince Andrew. And in that book, they bring up the Epstein case and mentions how it implicated Trump in the Epstein thing, saying that they knew each other. And Trump has come out saying, they don't know each other. There's like 50 million photos of Andrew and Trump with each other and all this. So they knew each other. And so this whole thing about the Ukraine thing is a distraction from all the Epstein cases. The Epstein files are coming out because when the politicians and the criminals come back from their break, they're going to bombard week one. They're going to go after bringing up the Epstein thing, subpoenaing the documents. So this is basically red meat at the MAGA base, saying, they take the distraction off the Epstein thing and say, hey, you know what? All right, we'll give them the Ukraine thing back. So this is all politics in a sense, because should have been done before. Trump said promised day one to get rid of it. It's been August. That was January, August now, and he's still sending weapons. So this is just a little political. That well, here, have this, while everything else is going down. But you got the Ukraine thing. Male cheerleaders mock MAGA NFL meltdown. There's two guys cheerleading in Minnesota. It's kind of nutty. If you watch any of the highlights from this, it's like, I don't understand how no one's, well, I don't know. Rick and I talked about this on News from the Pew Thursday. Speaking of back to art, act locally, think locally, the small town Alabamians fight. It's just called McCalla, fighting a data center. They fear it will blight their paradise. In McCalla, Alabama, Roll Tide had where the Appalachian foothills yawn and stretch before coming to rest further south in fields of ripening cotton. There's a lake where David Havron used to swim. He was little more than a boy then, topping his record. Okay, well, let's skip into the back in the day thing. Close. So another small town, here it is. Meanwhile, grassroots resistance to unchecked growth is on the rise. In Memphis, locals are trying to shut down an XAI facility powered by turbines that say they are polluting the air in a historically Black community that already suffers high rates of respiratory illness. A couple in Georgia told reporters their water taps went dry after Meta broke ground on a $750 million development in Newton County. In suburban Northern Virginia, where the massive warehouses have been a fixture of everyday life, citizens complain that developments are encroaching on neighborhoods and homes at an alarming rate. In Prince William County, locals have even coalesced to try to change local ordinances and put an end to the insistent low-grade roar produced by data center cooling systems. In Alabama, residents in McCalla and in the city of Bessemer are united against Project Marvel. Quote, we might be fighting an uphill battle, but we're going to fight it to the very end. Locals have spent months poring over academic reports and technical documents trying to understand how data centers have been received in other communities and what risks might attend the development. They've also built a substantial coalition of allies in opposition to the project location. Good. If not to the project itself, including Jefferson County Commissioner President Jimmy Stevens, State Representative Leah Holsey, and wide range of environmental and other public advocacy organizations. Good. More people, again, you got to pay attention to what's going on, because this stuff is terrible for your backyard, and they're going to, for everything. And if you unite as one unit, small town, you can win this. It's been done. Again, look at Mooresville. Pregnancy robots could give birth to human children in revolutionary breakthrough and a game changer for infertile couples. There's a robot for that. Like there used to be an app for that. Many people are marrying AI bots, and now robots may soon be able to carry babies. Okay. China is working on designing a bot with an artificial womb, which will receive nutrients through a hose. In its abdomen, they will soon be able to carry a fetus through approximately 10 months before giving birth, according to Chosen Biz. Okay. Again, you want to check out this, it'll be in the show notes. Big Apple emergency, Times Square evacuated, and bomb squad rushed the scene after reports of suspicious device. Pictures from the scene showed bomb squad members lying on the sidewalk as they investigated a mysterious item. I remember driving for Uber one day, and they did that. They closed down half the airport, and it ended up being a cheeseburger. Huge crowds gather in Israel calling for a hostage deal and end to Gaza war. I don't think they show it. There's the more photo. Yeah, you can zoom. There was a bigger, better fair. A huge crowd came out. Remember, a lot of people in Israel don't like Bibi. Expert predicts Date new war could break. Expert predicts date new war could break out as Israel and Iran tensions explode. An expert predicted the start time of a new war between Israel and Iran, which could quickly escalate into a broader global conflict. Trump vows to target mail-in ballots ahead of 2026 midterm election. Just, well, we're doing all kinds of other unconstitutional things. Why not? He says, quote, I'm going to lead a movement to get rid of mail-in ballots. And also, while we're at it, highly inaccurate, very expensive, and seriously controversial voting machines, he wrote in a social media post. Mail-in ballots, I get it. It should just be one day for it. But I mean, there's a reason why they have mail-ins. I don't think you can do that one. How Pete Hegseth's talking head from Fox News, zeal for bringing religiosity to the pentagram is dividing the military. Former Fox and Friends host, ultra-conservative Christian nationalism causing frustration within ranks, says experts. Again, if you're in the pentagram, will he let you be Catholic? Can he speak Catholic things? He's not a Catholic guy. Hijacked satellites and orbiting space weapons in the 21st century. Space is the new battlefield. Yes, because they're putting up all kind of Orwellian satellites too, from all over the place. If you can impede a satellite's inability to communicate, you can cause significant disruption, says Tom Pace, CEO of NetRise, a cybersecurity firm focused on protecting supply chains. Being short is a curse. The men paying thousands to get their legs broken and then lengthened. Okay. Popular sugar substitute in diet soda, gum, and others may raise stroke risk. This is coming from the Water is Wet report. First of its kind study published in Scientific Supports shows aspartame, the artificial sweetener found in everything from Diet Coke and sugar-free chewing gum to children's medications, may increase the risk of stroke by causing inflammation and disrupting blood vessel health. Duh. McDonald's launches its first almost fully automated restaurant. Expect to see this everywhere in the next few years as artificial intelligence, robotics, and automation replace most human jobs. And if you ever gone through a McDonald's drive-through, if you've you might get a burger like that, or you ask for coffee and it's cold or something like that. So there was one time we went this years ago, and I remember telling my wife, I hate to say it, but sometimes I wish Skynet would take over McDonald's. Yeah, I'm not talking about that food's good. Just saying, one time we got food for the wife wanted coffee. We stopped getting coffee. It was a headache. Anyway, the finish off, Japan is using piezoelectric floor tiles in busy areas like Shibuya and Tokyo stations to convert footsteps into clean electricity. So every time you step on these things, apparently somehow electricity goes through it. All right. Did I make it under 25 minutes? Even better. Anyway, thank you for checking this out. I'll be back tomorrow for more of this. Like, subscribe, click the button. The numbers have gone up, so we're beating the algorithm a little bit. So far, so good. Not terribly fast, not as fast as we love, but it's going up nonetheless. Anyway, again, check out censusfidelium.tv for the app. I've upgraded it. I've added more stuff to it. Now, if you're on YouTube, if you click the link that's in the community section, you can check out. I'm uploading one right now, so you have four free videos to check out. Also, thank you very much. Have a great rest of your Monday, and see you tomorrow.